Hey guys, Joe Jordan here, co-founder of Siro. So how does this Siro thing work? There's three main tabs. The first is the record tab where you record your conversations. The second is the reflect tab where you review your recordings and the feedback you've gotten from your managers. And the last is the train tab, which has clips that managers from all over the company have decided are great examples of how to do things well. So I'll start with the record tab. When you start your Zoom conversation with the customer, you put your phone next to your laptop so it captures the customer's audio as best it can. If you use headphones, that's fine. Really, the most important thing is it captures what you say. So it's simple. It's just tap to start. And you'll notice you get this consent pop-up here. Now, you don't have to ask for consent right away. The best place to ask for consent is once you've already built some rapport, you've shared your goals, right after you've talked about the scholarship. It's also, and there's a scholarship I can win for college. Now, before we get started, by the way, do you mind if I record this so I can improve? And people are used to being recorded on all sorts of customer support calls, sales calls, and so forth at this point. In our initial testing, we didn't have a single person that refused to be recorded. But if they do, it's no problem. No, cancel this recording and everything up to that point is deleted. But let's say they actually did say yes, which is what's most likely to happen. You can just continue the recording until you are finished with your demo. Once you're finished, press and hold to stop, tap to finish, and then it'll ask you if you want to flag this recording for some feedback from your coach. So I'm going to hear yes right here, and it'll ask me what went well. So I can pick the parts of the demo that I thought went well, where there might be some content that my coach can clip and share. And then what do I want to improve on? If there's something that I want help with, let's say I want help with referrals here. Now, because I clicked flag this recording, my coach is getting a notification that I want some help here, and they'll be able to just tap the notification to jump in, take a look, and skip right to the part where I need some help. So I'll click next. Next thing it asks me is for the customer's name. This is not shared with anyone but you. It's just to help you keep your recordings organized. Then they'll ask you what the demo outcome was. So let's say this one was a piece sale, small piece for 79 CPL, and then how many referrals I got. So now if I go to the reflect tab, I can see that the recording shows up that I just did with Mrs. Smith. But to show you what it looks like when you've actually done a recording, I'll jump into this one I did yesterday. So right here, you can see all of the bookmarks that are done on this recording. I can jump right to where I was sharing goals. I can jump right to where I was asking for referrals. I can jump right to where I was talking about pricing and the price comparison. So I can jump right to whatever part of the demo I care about. I can ask for some help. And I can also jump right to the comments here. So for this recording, you can see the coach left a comment on my goal sharing. This is good, but it could be much more powerful. I know you're money motivated, and if that's what excites you, that's a perfectly valid thing to share. Talk about how much you want to earn and why. Nothing sells like authenticity. So here I'm talking about gaining the experience, but really what I care about is money. And so then my coach left me some feedback there. By the way, I think the experience is way better than the money here. So just an example. But that's the idea. Now, another thing I want to point out here is that the recording will redact all of the customer's personal information. If it detects a name, phone number, credit card number, anything like that, it'll remove it from both the audio and the transcript. So let me jump down to the referrals here, and just to show this off, at the end, I actually said my real social security number aloud at the end of this recording, and you can see it was replaced by this zip code key. And if you were to play the audio, it would also block out that social security number. So that's the reflect tab. The last is the train tab. And again, this is where you can check out all the clips in the company that people have decided are great clips. And if you crush something, you might have a trending clip here. So this is sort of to incentivize people to get some great content and get some great recognition for that content. But most of the time they'll be using this just to brush up on whatever it is you want to work on. If you want to see a great example of someone closing, great example of someone asking for referrals. Now, because we're just starting this, there aren't any recordings in here, but I'm excited to get this thing populated with some great content. Now, the last thing I'll point out is that if you have any trouble with the app whatsoever, you can tap this chat bubble in the bottom right corner from any screen to talk to Jake or me instantly. We usually reply within a few minutes. If you have an issue, if you have a concern, if you have an idea, don't hesitate to reach out. I don't care what time it is. Just shoot us a message, and we'd love to hear from you. So how do I get started on this thing? You're going to want to head to the App Store. And if you guys are on Android, it's pretty similar. Your coach can also send you a link, but you just search Siro and download Siro. Once you've got Siro downloaded, you'll see this Get Started screen, and they'll ask you for the team code, which your coach will give you. And once you've got your team code, you enter in your information, and you're all set to go. Now, one more point I want to make here is that Siro works the best when you do record every conversation. You never know when you're going to get that weird objection that you weren't sure how to handle. You never know when you're going to run into a situation that you want some help with. And you also never know when you're going to get that first homemaker sale, when you definitely want to have that captured so you can check it out later.